Once again, welcome to my second online class. Once again, welcome to my second online class. I hope you all are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. By the grace of Almighty Allah. However, you are passing a very critical moment because of pandemic coronavirus, and the second wave of coronavirus is coming in our country. You all should be conscious about it, and you all should always wear mask. You should not go outside, and if you want to go outside, you should always wear your mask. Dear student, before starting my class, I would like to introduce myself with you. I am Shami Mohammed Polash, lecturer in English, Shohid Nadir Ali Girls School and College. Dear student, today I would like to discuss with you about sentence. What is sentence? Sentence, a word or a group of words which makes a complete sense, is called a sentence. You know very well that there are 5 types of sentences. One is assertive sentence. Two, interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. Number 3, imperative sentence. Number 4, optative sentence. Number 5, exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence. Dear student, how can you identify this is assertive sentence, this is interrogative sentence, this is imperative sentence, and this is optative sentence, this is exclamatory sentence? How can you distinguish, how can you identify this sentence? Actually, after interrogative sentence, you will see this sign, that is sign of interrogation. Imperative sentence, in imperative sentence, the sentence begins with, generally the sentence begins with verb. Optative sentence, this sentence generally begins with may. And exclamatory sentence, after this sentence we can see note of exclamation, this sign, note of exclamation. So dear student, you can easily understand this is interrogative sentence, this is imperative sentence, this is optative sentence, and this is exclamatory sentence. And assertive sentence is always narrative. Dear student, sentence is classified into 3 categories according to its structure. Sentence is classified into 3 categories according to its structure. Number 1, simple sentence. Number 2, complex sentence. Number 3, compound sentence. However, we have to know the definition of simple, complex and compound sentence. What is simple sentence? A sentence which contains one subject and one verb, that is simple sentence. That means the sentence which contains one subject and one finite verb, that is simple sentence. Dear student, you know what is finite verb? Oh, yes, the verb which is changeable according to its subject and tense, that is finite verb. What is complex sentence? The complex sentence contains two clauses. One is subordinate, another is principal. Complex sentence contains two clauses. One is subordinate, another is principal. That means complex sentence contains two clauses. One is subordinate clause and another is principal clause. Dear student, you have to know what is clause. What is clause? Clause is a part of a sentence having subject and predicate. Then compound sentence. What is compound sentence? Compound sentence also contains two clauses, but both the clauses will be principal. Compound sentence contains two or more than two clauses, but both of the clauses will be principal. Dear student, compound sentence contains two or more than two clauses, but both the clauses will be principal. However, you have to know what is principal and what is subordinate. I hope you all know what is principal and what is subordinate. What is principal? The clause which is not dependent on the other clause is called principal clause, and which clause is dependent on the other clause is called subordinate clause. That means the clause which is dependent on the other clause, that is subordinate clause, and the clause which is not dependent, which is independent, that is principal clause. I hope you all are very well. My student, now I will discuss with you how to change from complex to compound sentence, complex to simple sentence. Compound, complex to simple. Rule number 1. Rule number 1. If the sentence, subject of the sentence will be the same. What is the rule number 1? If the subject of the two sentences will be the same and the first sentence bears main verb. If the sentence begins with since as when and the subject of the both sentence will be the same and the first sentence bears main verb, then how can we change this complex sentence to simple? Firstly, we use verb plus ing. For example, the thief saw the police. He ran away. Firstly, we analyze the sentence. The first sentence begins with when, and the subject of the first sentence is the thief, and the subject of the second sentence is he. That means both the subject of the sentence is same. And if the sentence begins with since as when, and the subject of the both sentence is the same, and the first sentence bears the verb, how can we change the complex sentence into simple? Firstly, we write the main form of the verb, that means see plus ing, the police, comma, the second sentence is he. There is student who know very well that he is pronoun, and the noun of this word is the thief. So you know very well that in grammar, firstly we use noun, then we will use pronoun. That is why you have to use the noun form. The thief ran away. That means seeing the police, the thief ran away. This is the first rule. The second rule, rule number 2. Rule number 2. If the sentence begins with since as when and the subject of the two sentences will be different and the first sentence carries be verb or verb to have, then we use being or having. If the sentence contains be verb, then we use being. If the sentence carries verb to have, we use having. For example, when the marriage ceremony was over, the guests were all going to the feast. Dear student, firstly we analyze the sentence. The sentence begins with when and the subject of the first sentence is the marriage ceremony, and the subject of the second sentence is the guest. You notice the subject of the first sentence is different from the second sentence. The subject of the first sentence is marriage ceremony and the subject of the second sentence is the guest. That is why these two subject is completely different. And what will be the rule? The rule number 2, the sentence begins with since as when, and the subject of the two sentences will be different, and the first sentence carries verb to be or verb to have. If the first sentence carries verb to be, then firstly we use, instead of verb to be, we use being. What will be the answer? The answer will be the marriage ceremony being over. The guests were all going to the feast. Dear student, I hope you will easily understand the second rule. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. If the sentence begins with since oblique as and the subject of the two sentences is same and the second sentence is the region of first sentence, then firstly we use because of. For example, he is poor. He can not continue his studies. The student, notice the sentence. The sentence begins with as and the subject of the two sentences is same, and the second sentence is the cause of first sentence. As he is poor, he cannot continue his studies. That means because of his poverty, he cannot continue his studies. Firstly, we use because of, and the possessive form of the subject is. If the first sentence carries be verb, then we use being. If the first sentence carries verb to have, we use having. And if the first sentence carries main verb, then we use verb plus ing form. That means because of his being poor, he can not continue his studies. However, my student, I hope you will understand my class, and I hope you will be attentive in my class, and I hope you will attend my next class, and I always pray to Almighty you always pass a very pleasant moment. No more today. Thank you very much. Thank you to all.